Howdy, folks, and welcome to this 91st installment of Boatrek Live. And today I'm joined by the great Marcelo. Thank you for being here,
Howdy.
my friend.
No,
Today
thank
we're
you
going
for
to,
inviting me.
well, it's a pleasure having you here because you're fun to talk to. But
Thank
today
you.
we're going to be talking about upcoming TV shows in March and April of 2024. I know on the surface that may not sound too exciting, but there is some interesting stuff coming. Uh, uh, but we're still in February. February's almost done, and I think the next big thing. We're just going to get this out of the way at first because I think it's worth talking about, and it's something that I think a lot of people are going to watch. Uh, FX's Shogun miniseries, which there was one in the 70s or 80s, I
I
believe.
think it was the 80s. I think.
Uh,
I'm not sure.
let's, but you're definitely looking forward to Shogun.
Yes,
Uh,
I am. Yeah, yeah.
do you know what it's about?
Um, I'm not really sure. I just heard about it from one of my favorite YouTubers, and he really sold it like up the yin yang because every time somebody mentions Shogun to him, he goes like he has like a seizure of joyness. I'm not making fun of people who actually suffer from those, but every time somebody mentions Shogun to him, he like freaks out. So I think that I have picked up some of his excitement for the projects, and the trailers just look really cool.
It is a mini series based on James Clavell's novel set in the 17th century about an English navigator, John Blackthorne, who becomes shipwrecked off the coast of Japan and is held captive by samurai warriors. They made this into a miniseries in 1980 starring, what's his name? I barely know this, Richard Chamberlain. Uh,
Okay.
I haven't seen the original Shogun. I've heard of it. I've always heard of Shogun, but I've never really
Mhm.
looked into it until I heard about this FX series.
Yeah.
And this FX series stars Cosmo Jarvis as John Blackthorne. Don't really know
Okay.
who he is.
I've
And
never heard of them before.
Hiroyuki Sanada, who
Yeah.
is an actor, from such films as Avengers, uh, Endgame. Was he in Endgame or Infinity War?
I believe he was in Endgame.
Ronan
Wasn't he?
kills him. Ronan kills him in Japan, I think, or something like that. But
Yeah. No, he was.
he's been in a lot of things.
Yeah.
Uh, he's a great actor. The trailer looks big. I mean, it looks like a huge budget kind of deal. So it looks like they put not only
It
a
looks
lot
like
of
they put
money, but
money behind
probably a
it.
lot of, yeah, it looks good.
Hmm.
So that's February 26th, I believe, which is
Yep.
a week from
I'm
now.
so excited. Wow. This month is going by fast, dude.
Yeah, I've been watching the Curb Your Enthusiasm lately.
Oh.
The 12th and final season, it's all right. The second episode is probably the best one.
Mhm.
Involves a lawn jockey. It's very it's an edgy comedy that sometimes only Larry David and company can do. By the way,
Yeah.
this series Shogun is set to premiere on February 27th on Hulu and FX, which is like, if you got Disney Plus, it's going to be on there as well because it's
Mhm.
it's been advertised in Canada like it's coming to Disney Plus. They don't even say Star because Star is the actual attachment. It's like Hulu in the States,
Right.
but they don't even say that anymore. They just say Disney Plus. They just skip
Okay.
the whole.
Star thing.
Yeah.
Can I ask you just one really quick question about Larry David? Since you're a big fan of Curb Your Enthusiasm and Larry David and Seinfeld and all that stuff, what do you think about Larry David actually attacking Elmo? So it's like, what?
I know it traumatized Will Wheaton. I know Will
Yeah,
Wheaton had a very difficult time dealing with it.
yeah,
I think it was a stunt trying to be funny and,
it
edgy
didn't
like he
work.
does, and he's a cranky old man, so I don't even think it was. I think he was probably genuinely wanting to throttle
Elmo.
Elmo at that time. I think he was like a real thing that happened,
Okay,
and hey, he just had a senior moment, and
okay.
it triggered some people, and I don't really care.
I don't
I
care.
mean,
I
I'm
don't give
sure
a
the
damn.
puppeteer who was operating Elmo wasn't like,
Had a
oh,
heart
I'm
attack.
gonna get you for all you're worth, Larry David, because you hurt my wrist. I don't
Right.
think it's anything like that.
Right.
It was
Okay.
a viral moment.
Yeah, it was definitely,
I
definitely.
mean, perhaps it was a stunt to get attention for his
New
fledgling show
season.
that nobody watches, which is a lie because Curb Your Enthusiasm has been popular for 24 years now.
A lot of people watch that.
Oh my God,
I
so
would
many
say
people have watched it.
I would say a lot of I would say that Curb Your Enthusiasm to me comes up more in conversation, at least around me, than Seinfeld does. And granted, I don't like comedies at all, except for Frasier.
Oh baby, I hear the blues are calling.
Yeah.
Another show that's coming out this month in a couple of 3 days, I think, on the 22nd, I believe, is why am I blanking on it? It's the Japanese anime adaptation.
Uh oh,
M Night Shyamalan did
yeah,
a movie of it, and it really
The
sucked.
Last Airbender.
The Last Airbender. Why? I can't believe it. See, that's why, because I never watched the cartoon, and I saw the
I never.
trailer. I'm like, I'm mildly interested in this. It looks like anything that reminds me of a never-ending story or like something fantastical like that. I can get into. Did watch One Piece. I did enjoy it.
Mhm.
Not as much as some people. It's like it's so amazing. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a consistently fun series where like I didn't binge it. I watched it over the course of like 2 weeks. I just kept going back to it. I'm like, what's the next step? Because it's serialized, but it's episodic in nature, where like one episode covers a particular bad guy, I guess, or antagonist, but it all culminates into a pretty bizarre. It's such a bizarre show, and the main character in it is constantly saying that he is going to be the greatest pirate. He says it so many times. Some people think it's endearing, but I'm like, that's the one part. Like, I wish you just. The main character is a little annoying, but you can forgive it for all the more heartfelt moments that are in there. But anyway, let's get to March of 2024.
Off we go to March, people.
March 1st, series debut on Apple TV, The Completely Made Up Adventures of Dick Turpin. Now, if you don't know what this is a satirical comedy. The official synopsis, just to be official about it: Dick Turpin is a legendary British motorway robber whose success is defined mostly by his charm, showmanship, and great hair. Together with his gang of rogues, he sets out on new adventures, all while trying to escape the clutches of a thief taker. Uh, it looks like a period piece. Uh, it is a period piece, but it looks like an absurdist comedy, and it's about like the most dangerous highway robber of the 18th century,
Huh.
and it stars Noel Fielding. And you probably a lot of people probably don't know his name, but if you see him, you'd be like, I've seen that guy here, there, and everywhere in UK kind of shows. But like it's like one of these guys, like you've got to be from like over there to really know who he is. But
No
Noel
Fielding
Field,
sounds like an accountant. He sounds like an accountant.
another familiar name to us here in North America, Hugh Bonneville from
Bonneville.
the Paddington movies, and Downton Abbey is also in it.
Cool.
I don't know much about it. It looks funny, I guess. The trailer is out.
It sounds interesting for sure.
But Apple TV tends to have good stuff. So,
Yep.
also on March 1st is the official free release. Because what Apple does now
So
with their movies, they have them out, they have them for rent before they officially release them on Apple TV. So March 1st is Napoleon. Now I don't know if they're
so
going to have this 4-hour version or not, but if I'm going
no,
to watch, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch the longer version. Might as well.
that's what I wanted to ask you, PJ. So we're not sure if this is the version that they released in theaters or if this is the director's cut. Because if this is the 4 hour version, I'm down to watch it. But if it's the theatrical version, I never want to see that thing again in my life. So I don't know which one it is, but I hope
Now,
that
an
it's
article
the
from November 29th, 2023 talks about a whopping 4-hour edition of his new Joaquin Phoenix starring historical epic Napoleon. I was talking about the theatrical. They say which will be released on Apple TV after its current theatrical run. So I think they should give you the option of, do you want to watch the theatrical or, because
Or
the
the
rent,
director's cut.
I believe the rented version, like the version you could rent as of now, is just the theatrical. So maybe it's going to be an Apple TV exclusive kind of thing. Get you to watch it again, the longer version. I'm
You,
interested.
you, yeah,
Ridley
but you know,
Scott, love him.
yeah, you know, what'd be cool if in the version that Apple provides for you to buy, if within that version, because for those of you who have Apple TV in the States, um, let's say there are multiple versions of a film, like James Cameron just recently did The Abyss. When you buy the regular version of The Abyss in the special features or in the extras, you can also get access to the 4K version and the brand new transfer that James Cameron just did. So I wonder if they're going to do something like that, or if Apple did something like that for Napoleon.
I will find out. So I'm assuming they will.
Hmm.
Like, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Unless Ridley Scott was talking out of his ass. I don't know. He's like, I do
Maybe.
have a 4 hour cut, but Apple's like, yeah, but we didn't approve it. I don't know what happened. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Um, Ridley's
But yeah,
like,
he needs a win though. He's on a losing streak. Come on.
one film that I will not be watching on Apple TV Plus when it's released is Argyle. I have no interest in that.
You know what? I'm mildly curious about Ariel.
Yeah, well,
Eh,
yeah, yeah.
eh.
March 7th, we have The Gentleman.
Yeah, this is one that I'm really interested in too because I really enjoy the movie. So hopefully,
Now, you've seen the
it's
movie. What's the movie like?
it's very Guy Ritchie. I had to put on the subtitles because I couldn't understand anybody.
What the
Um,
bleeding, 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 bleeding.
which is which is which is funny for me because I normally don't have any problem with accents, but the gentleman like really tested my lingual understanding.
Well, Theo James stars in this version, and it's going to be on Netflix, and it's created by Guy Ritchie, and it's, of course, like you said, the spinoff of the 2019 film.
Right.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
it's about a guy who inherits a large estate from his father, unaware that
Yep.
it fronts a big drug empire. I
Mhm.
suppose comedy ensues. Is it a
Yes.
comedy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's a dark comedy with some really, really well filmed action. If we're talking about the movie, and the movie has Mr. All right, man has Matthew
All right, all
McConaughey
right, all
for
right.
for a little bit there.
Sometimes, if you look at yourself in the past, you can also see yourself in the future 6 years from now. And then 7 years from then, minus 24. Man, it just blows your mind. All right. Sometimes he gets into these rants. I'm like, what is
Yeah.
he talking about?
Have you have,
I
have
love I
you
love Matt. He's a cool guy.
have
He's good.
you just really quick here? Have you read his book? 'Cause his book is really good.
No, no.
His memoir, Green Lights. If you're a big Matthew McConaughey fan, I suggest you buy the audiobook because he reads it. It's so good.
No, I can't read books anymore. No, I'm
But
joking.
yeah,
I can. I
yeah,
can.
yeah.
On March 10th, we have the 96th Academy Awards. Wow, almost 100 years old, this ceremony.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm I love the Oscars, but I've become so disillusioned with the big Hollywood system that for about 3 years, I boycotted the Oscars, and this is the first time in 3 years that I'm actually going to sit down and watch.
we won't go through like all the nominations, but I do want to just mention the Best Picture nominations: uh, Killers of the Flower Moon,
Yep.
Maestro, Anatomy of
No.
a Fall, Past Lives, Poor Things, Oppenheimer, Barbie, The Zone of Interest, American Fiction, The Holdovers. I think I think it's pretty obvious that Oppenheimer is going to win. Um, and these are the ones I have seen. I have seen Barbie, Oppenheimer, and Killers of the Flower Moon, and that's it. Uh, I'm soon to watch. I will soon watch The Holdovers in a couple of
Mhm.
days. I will also watch Poor Things as soon as it becomes available anywhere. Past Lives is on, I believe, Prime right now. I
It's
could watch that
yeah,
if I want
no,
to.
but it's on Hulu as well, I think.
Well, it's in Canada, it's different sometimes. If it's
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Past Lives wouldn't be on. That would be on Disney Plus, so it's not on Disney Plus. But I did see it on uh, Prime. It's
Right,
like in
right,
their
right.
highlighted section type thing.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, no,
With
but
like Oppenheimer and The Exorcist Believer, that's what's like big on there now in Canada.
yeah, yeah. American Fiction was good. Poor Things was excellent. Oppenheimer was a masterclass in directing. The Holdovers was delightful. I love the Holdovers. What else is on there? My memory sucks.
Anatomy of a Fall,
I have not
Maestro.
seen. Maestro was boring.
I did watch
Anatomy.
10 minutes of it. I did watch it like when he gets it when he. I got up to the part where he does that really great performance and everybody's praising him and shit, and I'm like,
Yeah,
and it
that's
slows
like
down. I'm like, I'm really tired. I can't watch this, and didn't
yeah,
get
I'm
back to
sorry.
it.
Yeah. I have not seen Anatomy of a Fall. I haven't seen Past Lives, although I should because it's available where I am. But yeah,
Yep.
but oh, and I also think that
I really want to see American Fiction. I
yes,
just can't
American
afford
Fiction.
to. I can't afford to rent things. You know what I mean? I have to wait for
Yeah,
them to actually, and it doesn't take long, so I'm patient.
yeah. American Fiction is great. You'll love it. Also, I really think that Emma Stone is going to beat Lily Gladstone out for Best Actress in
I
a
also I also think that.
in a leading role.
I
Because
think
I'm
I
like,
think yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, go ahead, go. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think I haven't seen the holdovers, but for some reason I think Paul Giamatti has a chance of taking it from Cillian Murphy. And I
Yeah,
just watched Oppenheimer, and Cillian Murphy's really fucking good. And I'm
he's
about to watch the
great.
holdovers, and I want to compare and just see for myself.
Compare and contrast, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's gonna be hopefully it's a great show. Yeah, I mean, you got the reliable host, Mr. Reliable Jimmy Kimmel. Um, over or under, there's gonna
Get
be a
someone else. Like I'm sick of him. I would
yeah.
have nothing against him. I'm just sick of. I mean, I'm sick of hearing his voice. I used to watch
Here's
his
my
show, and he just like there's something about like the politics of America that just like when talk shows become nothing but that,
mhm,
like Colbert, and I'm like I don't watch these guys anymore. And then I gravitated toward Fallon because
Fallon.
Fallon was just being goofy and playing games. I'm like that's the kind of late night talk show I love. And you know what late night talk show I love now the most
What?
is After Midnight, hosted by
Oh, with
Taylor Tomlinson. I fucking love that show.
with Taylor Thompson. You know, I wa
I love the one with Chris Hardwick. I don't know if you remember that one.
no,
It was called At
no.
Midnight.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
But
Um,
Stephen Colbert produces this new one called After Midnight, and it's
yeah.
just
I
it's a competition funny show where you just gotta say funny shit and outdo
yeah,
other people.
I watched the pilot and I was really surprised because I thought it was gonna be like a sit down talk, and that's not what it was. I really like the comedian that hosts it, but I kind of bailed on the show because of the competition format.
Yeah,
Um,
some are better than others. It all depends on who the guests are. Like there was one with Kevin Smith on there, and it was pretty good.
yeah. But I miss Conan.
Oh, I listen to his podcast every week. Conan
Yeah.
Needs a Friend. And you do get video clips of that. He's coming out. Don't worry, he's coming back. By the way, talking about upcoming TV shows. This is coming this year sometime, I believe. Conan Travel Around the World show, like where he goes to different. He's
Oh,
done this before on his actual regular talk show, late night talk show back in the day, but this is an HBO Max I mean, sorry, Max, just Max.
HBO.
I can't say HBO Max,
Don't get sued.
even though it's all the no, even though it's all the same thing. But he's coming out with a
Basically, you can find
show that's
HBO.
going to be like a bigger version of that, like an actual
Oh,
like full fledged. He's talked about it numerous times. Like I've been doing this show for Max, and where I go to this country and that country. I'm like I can't fucking wait to see this. but there hasn't been a trailer released yet.
Okay.
Moving on to March 15th is another Apple TV show called Manhunt. Not to be confused with the Netflix series Manhunter. Because when I first saw this, I'm like, oh, the Manhunter show moved over to Apple. And I was like, oh, no, it's just Manhunt. Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
I am really excited about this because when I was really younger, I was kind of fascinated with the assassination of Abraham Lincoln and the whole thing um, with John Wilkes Booth. And as I became a film nerd, I love Steven Spielberg, and I believe that Tom Hanks is also producing this with him. So and this is the Emblem project, so I'm really really pumped about this.
Uh, Tom Tom Hanks is not listed as one of the producers.
Okay, well he does Masters of the Air with Steven Spielberg. I'm sorry.
Okay. It is a show about the aftermath of the assassination of Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, and the Manhunt, right? I think obviously.
Yes, and his Secretary of War and friend Edwin Stanton begins the manhunt to track down John Wilkes Booth as it drives him mad. Tobias
Huh.
Menzies, who you'll recognize, you probably don't know the name over here in America, but Tobias Menzies is very popular in the UK. He's been in a lot of things. He was in Game of Thrones, countless other things. He's playing Edwin Stanton, the Secretary of War,
Secretary.
and Anthony Boyle is playing John Wilkes Booth,
Okay, cool.
and that looks very intriguing. And that trailer is also available online. Another frickin' Apple frickin' TV show. Jesus Christ. Palm Royale is a comedy starring Kristen Wiig.
Yeah, I'm not a Kristen Wiig fan, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Kristen Wiig. It's
Yeah.
excuse me. In 1969, an ambitious woman aspires to cross the line between the haves and the have-nots to secure her seat at America's most exclusive, fashionable, and treacherous table, Palm Beach High Society. I'm interested. I'll watch it. I'll pretty much watch anything that comes on Apple TV and check it out. By the way, you don't even have to have you don't have to pay for it to watch
The first episode, yeah.
any of the premiere episodes of these shows. And I think that's a brilliant tactic.
That's a really good tactic.
Paramount Plus does that too. By the way, they do that with
They
a
do?
lot of premiere. Yeah, they do a limited kind of YouTube thing. I've seen the premieres of they did it with Discovery. They did it with the two Stallone shows, the Tulsa King and his reality show. They did that. Where they, or at least in Canada, I don't know. In the US, they do that a lot too. Prodigy, they did that with Prodigy. Put it on
Really?
know, they put the first episodes on
YouTube.
YouTube
On YouTube. On YouTube. Okay.
for a limited amount of time, just to say, like, they did it with Frasier. Paramount Plus did it with Frasier.
Right.
Frasier.
Yeah. They released a bunch of classic Frasier episodes leading up to the new Frasier.
In America, yes, not here though. In Canada, they only did the first episode of the reboot.
Oh,
but yeah, because sometimes you'll hear about that, like, oh, they got this on the YouTube, and it's like you click, and it's like geo-locked.
Damn it!
Unless you have a.
But let me ask you. But let me ask you. Does a even if something is geo-locked in your neck of the woods, can you get to it with like a VPN, a really good one?
Yeah, you could, but it's not that unfair in Canada. Like if it's not available, like if the Max is not available here, but everything that Max has is either mostly
Somewhere.
on Crave or Prime. Like it's spread out. Like you can. It's always not as cut and dry. Like something that is a Prime exclusive or billed as a Prime show here may be like something else in another place. It's weird.
Okay.
X-Men 97 also coming out on March 20th.
Yeah. Look.
An animated series, by the way, that's a continuation of an old show from the actual 90s. Like it picks up. Like if you watch that show to its logical end, you'll be like, what happens to Professor X? If you watch the trailer for this, it fucking tells you what happened. Kind of a spoiler, but like they gotta set it up, I guess. But I'm like, I didn't get through the show yet. I don't want to know a certain character is dead, but whatever, it doesn't matter.
But yeah, no. I grew up with the X-Men. Like every day, I would. Um, no, well. For me here in the States, when I watched it, it was on every Monday afternoon after school. So the original X-Men series, which this is a sequel of, made the X-Men comic book, made the X-Men team my favorite comic book team up of all time. So I'm really looking forward to this. I saw the trailer the other day, and it was like my childhood had come back to me all of a sudden.
I started watching the original because I've seen it as a child, scattered episodes.
Right.
But now I'm watching it in order. I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. It's like
Yeah.
pretty. It's so action packed. Like there's
Yeah.
like it doesn't have a dull moment. Yes, I mean, it's weird. It's just a really
Good
quickly
stuff.
paced show too. Like they got to cram a lot of stuff in.
Yeah, because every episode is what, like 22 minutes or
Yeah, about yeah. The
yep,
typical length of the
cartoon
half an
show.
hour with commercials. March 28th is a war epic miniseries coming to Hulu. We Were the Lucky Ones. I don't know if you've ever heard of this one.
I've never heard of this one. I got a blank spot when it comes to this one.
It stars Logan Lerman.
Oh, well,
Well,
Logan Lerman.
wait, what? Why doesn't it? Where's Logan Lerman? What the wrong thing? Yeah, yeah. Logan
Mhm.
Lerman's in it. It's just
Oh,
and the Google thing have his picture. Isn't he in the video?
yeah. I like him as an actor, Logan Lerman, but I've never heard of this show before.
I did what I did. I got interested when I saw the trailer. Just like I just look up trailers all the time, like what's coming out. Even for video games
Okay.
that I don't even play video games. I'm looking up the trailers, but I looked this up, and it's about a Jew. The official synopsis is a Jewish family separated at the start of World War II, and they're determined to survive, and they want to reunite.
Okay.
Uh, it's like a war. It's a war epic, and
Yeah,
it deals with Nazi, the World War II, and the not like but it looks expensive. Like watch the trailer, people, because it just looks like wow. This looks like an epic kind of. There's not a lot of boom boom action. It's just this
yeah, I'm
when
not.
you do a period piece and the setting looks authentic and like everything looks good. Like it's very believable, and I like that. Like when they actually go
Yeah,
through the expense and the trouble to make everything look authentic.
mm, I'm not too big on certain war movies, but if a big draw for me is who does the war epic thing. Like if Spielberg does it or if he produces it, I'll give the show a look. But I'm not about um war stories in having to do with Nazis and stuff like that. It's just a sort of preference of mine. But
Uh, uh,
I'll definitely give this one a look.
yeah, who knows? Hopefully, don't mess it up. Considering the subject matter.
Mm.
March 29th, A Gentleman in Moscow on Paramount Plus. This is a series starring, and it's about a Russian aristocrat, and he's spared from death and placed on house arrest while the Bolshevik Revolution plays out before him. I apologize if I mispronounce Bolshevik, but yeah, it
Bolshevik.
looks interesting. Uh, Ewan McGregor has a big old mustache in it.
Yeah, I
It's a
mean,
limited
I
series.
like
It's another limited series.
yeah, like before this very conversation, I never heard I had no idea this was coming out. So I'm a Ewan McGregor fan, so I will give this one a look if I remember.
Now, this one I'm about to talk about. I don't think anybody really knows about, and it's a Disney Plus series that premieres on March 29th as well, called Renegade Nell. The trailer looks very interesting. It's a fantasy kind of deal. The main actress, Lucia, I think that's how it's pronounced. Lucia Harland. She plays
Okay.
Nell Jackson, and it's a British historical adventure television series. But like, there's a lot. It kind of reminds me of One Piece in that it has like it looks fantastical in a way. Uh, it's
Right.
ba- it, it's it's written by Sally Wainwright. The synopsis is Nell Jackson finds herself framed for murder and becomes a female highwayman in the 18th century England. It kind of sounds like the first thing we talked about, the made up adventures guy. In the 18th century England, she becomes the most feared highwaywoman in the country. But when a magical spirit called Billy Blind appears, Nell realizes her destiny is bigger than she ever imagined, and there's like supernatural powers and stuff in it. And it looks
That sounds.
expensive and intriguing. It looks
It
good.
sounds. That sounds very interesting. It sounds very interesting.
I think it's going to be the next kind of Percy Jackson kind of Disney thing.
Oh, did you watch
Kick
Percy
it.
Jackson?
I did watch the first episode. Yes,
Okay, I didn't get around to watching Percy. I didn't get around to watching Percy Jackson.
I might watch the rest of it, but I wasn't.
So
I
many.
knew about the story, and I was never really all that. Same thing with Chronicles of Narnia. I watched the old show with like the puppet lion dude, like the
Uh
really it looks cheap now, but it was very, I guess, expensive for the time the way they did. There was an old '80s show, I believe. I think it was in the '80s. I barely
huh.
remember it. It was one of the first things I ever watched as a child that I wasn't on
Oh.
very long. Same thing with Transformers. Transformers was on for like 2 minutes and it was gone. I'm like, what happened to that thing? And I had an Optimus Prime in preschool that two kids broke because they were fighting over it.
Oh wow.
And then after that I like just lost my interest because it was just wasn't on anymore. And the next thing I saw of it was Beast Wars in the '90s, and I'm like, okay.
Mm.
March 31st. I'm telling you, this show might be the next Breaking Bad for AMC.
AMC.
They are in desperate need of a new Breaking Bad type show.
Well. To be fair, they still have. They're still milking that walking cow. They're still making. They're still milking that dead cow, walking dead to death.
Yeah, well, what they keep coming out with is half interesting, so I'll keep watching. By
Right.
the way, the new show, The Ones Who Live, is premiering Sunday, this
Sunday,
upcoming
yeah.
Sunday.
Mhm.
Uh,
Sunday,
Par-
Sunday, Sunday.
Now, I didn't know this. I just realized this. This show, Parish, which stars Giancarlo Esposito and Paula Malcolmson, who was she played the wife in Ray Donovan. She's an Irish actress. She was also in Deadwood. She plays his wife, but it's based on the BBC One series The Driver, which I didn't really know about. But
Oh, I've never heard
Par-
that. I'm sorry.
Parish follows a taxi driver whose life is turned upside down when he agrees to pick up a Zimbabwe gangster, mostly known for exploiting undocumented immigrants. So it's about it. It's like Breaking Bad, where it's. I thought it was a dude who was already into that stuff, but I guess I didn't pay enough attention to the trailer, which I watched, out and about. I was like, oh my god, this just looks good. I didn't really get a lot of context for what it was, but it is kind of like Breaking Bad, where it's like this regular dude gets caught up in the crime world, and he's like, how do I get out?
Sounds interesting for sure.
And what better actor than Giancarlo Esposito?
Mm. Yeah, man. He's on a roll. He's also in that movie, that up and coming movie about a vampire ballerina for like a split second.
I did hear about the vampire ballerina movie.
It's
I saw
called.
something about that.
I think. Well, the trailer's awesome. I think it's
It,
called Abigail.
Abigail.
Abigail. Yeah,
I
Abigail.
think it is called Abigail.
Yeah.
Let's move on to April. And there's only a few things in April that are worth noting as of now. There's obviously more stuff coming out, but this is the stuff that caught my eye. And of course, it's Star Trek Discovery. Final season 2
Woohoo!
episode premiere on April 4th.
Woo!
It's finally over!
I was. Oh
In
my
all
God.
seriousness, there are positives that will come out of the cancellation of the show, and let's not get it wrong. Let's be real and say that the show was canceled. It wasn't like, oh, it came to its logical conclusion.
No, it
No,
didn't.
in the fifth season they didn't know it was going to be canceled, and they had to redo the ending to make it a series premiere. They've been doing that the last few seasons.
A serious
Every
finale.
every season that's in the last three, no, the last two season finales felt like series finales.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, I don't know how the original fifth season would have ended, but it probably would have felt like a series finale anyway. But I guess they wanted to really do it justice, and I hope it's
Yeah,
good. I hope it's the best fucking season. I
I
really
do
want it to
too.
be better than most.
I do too. I really really have high hopes for it. Like PJ, and and a lot of people who may be watching this video, I have a love and hate relationship with Discovery. I just want a good season, and and a good wrap up for a lot of the characters on the show that I really enjoy.
Yeah, it's gonna be an Indiana Jones type of. You gotta
Oh,
find the
okay.
artifact or something. I don't know.
No, it's gonna
I
be.
don't really care about it. I just want it to be good.
Yeah, no. I think it's gonna be like a treasure hunt kind of thing, a treasure hunt deal.
Let's look up the. I want to look up the official synopsis here, because there has to be some kind of information they've released about this.
They released all the episode titles. I was talking about the episode titles on a stream the other day.
The fifth and final season will find Captain Burnham and the crew of the USS Discovery. Fucking ad just pops up right in the middle of the paragraph. The fifth and final season. Another ad. Like, seriously, what is up with this old browser? The fifth and final season will find Captain Burnham and the crew of the USS Discovery uncovering a mystery that will send them on an
Oh,
epic adventure across the galaxy to find an ancient power whose very existence has been deliberately hidden for centuries. But
whoa,
there are
bum
other
bum.
but that's not all. There are others on the hunt as well. Dun dun dun. Da- dangerous foes who have too much prosthetic makeup. No. Dangerous foes who are desperate to claim the prize for themselves and will stop at nothing to get it. And they promise a lot of callbacks. There's some old Romulan ships, and I don't know. They had an episode list of. It gives some clues to what
Oh,
might happen. But I just want to say there's positives about the
yeah.
show ending. One of them is Sonequa Martin Green can star in something else or be in something else. I want to see her do something different than what she's been doing. I want to see her
She's gonna
range.
she's gonna
I love
direct
her.
a film.
If she wants to
I
become a
think.
director and not ever go in front of the camera again, I want to watch every movie she directs.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in love with her. Not her character, not as much as the actress. like I'd want to see something that probably more mirrored her natural personality, or something the opposite. So maybe she could play a bad guy, good bad guy. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, that's
No,
sexist. I didn't mean to say
no,
bad
it's fine.
guy. Sorry,
No, it's
bad
fine.
girl.
Bad
Oh, I mean bad
character.
woman. I mean bad
Whatever.
woman. Oh goodness
Whatever.
me, goodness
Yeah, I
me.
don't care. I don't care.
I don't
No,
care.
but
I don't care either.
it would be really interesting to see it would be interesting to see Sonequa Martin Green play something other than Michael Burnham, because that's the only thing that I've ever seen her play. Although I saw her play a wife in a Paycheck movie that we'll never talk about ever again.
What are you
Uh,
talking about?
Space
Space
Jam.
Jam Legacy.
Yeah,
I'm like, why didn't you? Why didn't you? She's just there, and she's not. She doesn't even
she's
give
just
her anything to
there. She doesn't
do.
do anything.
Ugh. She's just there to be a wife, and it's like ugh. The brother or the brother his brother-in-law or something has more dialogue. It's like what the hell.
Okay.
April 12th, Fallout. Never played the
Okay.
video game. Apparently, it's
I've never.
popular.
Yeah,
Walter
I've never.
Goggins is in it, so that's why I'm interested. Other than that, I don't know.
No, I'm very interested in this show for two reasons. Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy. Look, I know Westworld lost its mind as the later seasons went on, but the first 2 seasons of Westworld, for me, chef's kiss. No, and season 3 was good. Season 4, let's not talk about it. But I am really, really excited to see them do this post-apocalyptic video game world. I'm so ready for it, and it also comes out in my birthday month as well as Discovery, so that's cool.
Yeah, the synopsis is it's a post-apocalyptic alternate history where nuclear technology after World War II led to the emergence of a
Retrofuturistic.
retro-futuristic society and a subsequent resource war. And Walter Goggins plays Red Skull from Captain America. I believe it's a crossover.
That's funny.
So
Yeah,
I
it'll
guess I
yeah, it'll
guess it's like that other one, Twisted Metal. I was like
I
never cared about the game, and then I watched the show. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. I'm gonna watch the rest of this. Never got around to it. Just,
yeah, yeah, I've never watched Twisted Metal, and I do know that um what's her face is in there. From Scream, help me.
oh,
Uh
Nev Campbell.
yes, yeah, Nev. How did I forget Nev? God.
Hello, Sydney.
Yeah. Good old Nev.
I'm gonna cut you up good, bitch.
That's Freddy hit the shit.
That sounded like Freddy more than the Ghostface guy, didn't it?
Freddy, that is
I
Freddy.
meant to do the Ghostface guy, but I'm like, just like, welcome to prime time, bitch. By the way, I was quoting a horror movie person. I'm not really calling anybody a bitch. In
That's
case
all
people
right.
are like,
You,
people are not
you,
don't have the mental capacity to make that distinction.
you sound like Jesse Pinkman. Yeah, bitch. There's Magnus, bitch.
Science, bitch. Mr. White. This is a fascinating one because Robert Downey Jr. is like he's killing it right now. He just had an Academy Award upcoming. I'm predicting right now he's about to win the Academy Award for best was it supporting actor in a
supporting.
major motion picture. But yes, he's gonna win it because I watched Oppenheimer. I'm like he didn't have a. I'm not gonna spoil anything in the movie if you haven't seen it, but early on in the movie he doesn't seem to have a big role, and then it becomes bigger toward the end. And by the end, you're like, man, he's really fucking good. Cillian
Yep.
Murphy's also very good, but Robert Downey Jr. is starring in a miniseries called The Sympathizer.
Yeah.
It's being billed as a comedy drama, so it's there's going to be a mix. It's a half French, half Vietnamese man serves as a spy for the communist forces during the Vietnam War, and it involves his character being in various disguises, and the trailer is out for that. Have you ever heard of this?
Yes, I saw the trailer for it the other day, and and it looked interesting. So I will probably check out the first episode on HBO.
On Max. It's
The
Max.
one for
Uh,
HBO. Sorry,
it is based on
oh
a 2015 novel by a Vietnamese American professor, Viet
oh
Tong Nguyen.
okay
Sorry if I
okay
butchered that name, but it was a best-selling novel, and it was the recipient of the 2016 Pulitzer Prize for Fiction.
oh
So
cool.
I'm really intrigued at how like they're going to adapt this highly acclaimed book that
I'm
it has dark comedy basically, and how it like that's sometimes tricky to balance. So
yeah. Sometimes it's very tricky to do, but I'm sure the showrunner for this miniseries that they got is very, very competent. And Robert Downey Jr.'s company is producing this miniseries as well, I think. I'm not
I need his company. What is his company?
yeah,
Let's look.
it's
Let's look it up.
Downey
It,
something.
well, yeah, the executive producers are Robert Downey Jr., Susan
Yeah.
Downey.
Yeah, and his wife. Yeah,
from production. Yes, from Team Downey production
Team
company
Downey. That yeah
and
that's.
A24.
Oh yeah. Speaking of A24, I watched on a totally different story. I watched Iron Claw the other day.
Iron Claw. That's I
Yeah,
don't know when that's coming on any streaming services, but I can't wait to watch that.
it's
You know, I
Iron
watched.
Claw.
Did you watch the episode of Dark Side of the Ring about those guys?
No, no. But what I did do is as soon as found out what Iron Claw was about, I watched like this whole YouTube documentary all about the Von Erich family for some reason.
Yeah, there's also a little the Von Erichs were an episode on the first or second season of Dark Side of the Ring. I didn't know anything about them until that thing. I'm like, wow, and I don't want to spoil the movie, but there's a lot of tragedy
A lot
in
of
their
death.
lives. I haven't seen the movie. I just know the story, and fucking, it's like wow, it's pretty harsh life,
Yeah, but
full of success and triumph, but like tragedy at the same time.
yeah, I really thought the movie was well done. By the time that I saw it, like all the reactions and all the shit had already come out, so I thought people were over. I think people overhyped it a little bit,
Mm.
so maybe that's why it didn't hit so hard with me. But it was good.
Um, the last thing show we're going to talk about is a surprise because I had heard
Okay.
about it and I'm like, okay, whatever. And I just assumed it was going to be like a 3D or 2D animated show.
Hmm.
Didn't know it was going to be like on the level of the movies. But as we know, Sonic 1 and 2 have been released. And they're currently on Paramount Plus, I believe, starring James Marsden and Jim Carrey and Sonic.
Yep.
And and the second movie introduced Knuckles, who was voiced by Idris Elba.
You
And
know.
they decided to do a live action spin off show that looks just as expensive
Mhm.
and high quality as the movie. Like, there's no. But the beautiful thing is that Sonic is in it. He's not going to be a huge part of it, but they have some of the movie characters in there, but it's like a Knuckles story. And the animation in the Sonic movies isn't photorealistic. And it's a good thing that they chose not to do that. There is a cartoony, otherworldly quality where it's like you can believe that they're there because the lighting is right.
Mhm.
And the detail in the characters is enough that you believe them. But I'm glad cause the original version of Sonic was like to go a little more realistic, to have like realistic teeth and more realistic fur and like
Oh yeah, I remember that.
ugly Sonic, they
Yeah, I
called him.
remember that ugly Sonic. Yeah, and
But
and
they went to this, they said, no, we're going to make it look like the video game. And that requires it to just have a Roger Rabbit kind of feel to it, where it's like you're not trying to make realistic hedgehogs in the real world be
work.
Sonic work. You're just it's basically a cartoon live action hybrid thing,
Right, right,
and
right.
the animation is at that same quality that the movies is. That it's indistinct.
Cool.
It's not like a step down. You know where you see like Kung Fu Panda, the TV show.
It looks
The
lame.
animation is like a little bit chunky, a little bit sloppier.
Mhm.
Not sloppy. I mean, just not as smooth and detailed
Refined,
because they
yeah.
refined. They don't have the time
Right.
to work on it as
Yeah,
much. But yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean, I saw the trailer for this. It looks interesting. To be honest with you, I'm not like I play the Sonic video games, but I'm not like a animated cartoon person per se, except Lower Decks. I love Lower Decks. Uh, but yeah, I will definitely give this show a look. Um, Probably before I watch the 2 movies that inspired the show, but
oh,
yeah.
you haven't seen them.
No, 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 I'm not no, like I said,
I thought it was going to be crap. I was
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, I was like, this is not a good idea. The Sonic, yo,
It
you
looked like
fixed it.
crap.
You fixed
Yeah.
Sonic.
You
Still,
fixed
like,
Sonic,
it's not going to be good. It's going to be like
but
look
it
what
was
they did
good,
with
yeah.
Woody Woodpecker. Oh my God, they're still making another one of those. The Woody Woodpecker live action CG hybrid. Holy shit! What
Right.
crap is that? That is like one of the worst things you'll ever see.
Hmm.
But this Sonic, I thought it was gonna, it's just good enough. It really does. And if Jim Carrey wasn't Doctor Robotnik, it wouldn't work. I don't think as
Yeah.
well. It would
Hmm.
still work on some levels, but he just adds to it. And he's going to be in the third one too. He's retired from acting, and he's like, okay,
I think
I'll finish it. I'll finish it up. I love doing that. He's
I'll
one of these
finish
guys
Sonic.
now who are like, don't expect me to be in anything, but okay, I'll be in the third Sonic. Don't
No, he's
expect
like
me to be
no.
in anything, but okay, yeah, me and Jeff Daniels might do one last Dumb and Dumber just to make up for the second one.
Hmm. He's like Jim Carrey, similar to Steve Martin, because Steve Martin says that he's going to retire after all the
Ever,
murders in the building is done. So, speaking of
I
Steve
don't,
Martin, he's a
I don't
great
know if
actor.
you watched that show lately, but yeah, he may already be out. Oops, spoiler. No,
Oh, I'm
I'm
sorry.
kidding. No, no, it's never as you seem in that. It's never what you think is going on in that show. So I didn't spoil nothing.
Right.
But the show always, every season ends with another murder
Oh, okay.
or supposed murder, a
Okay.
murder or supposed murder.
A
So
setup murder. Yeah.
a setup murder that may not be a real thing. Maybe I don't want to. If you haven't watched the show, I'm not spoiling anything because I haven't named anybody. But
Okay.
well, people do die. That's one of the whole things about the show. Somebody,
It's one of the, yeah, it's a point of the show. Yeah.
the second season was pretty good. I liked it.
Okay. Okay.
There are two
Yeah.
seasons, right? No, no, no. There's
Uh,
three.
there are three.
Okay, no, no, no. I mean, the third season was really good.
Okay.
Wasn't too hot on the second season.
Hmm.
Really liked the first season.
Okay.
So yeah, that's all we covered. We didn't really talk about movies and stuff, but
No. Yeah, no, it was a great conversation. We covered a lot of stuff. Like I'm really excited for Shogun. M- Manhunt, I think, is the one that's about John the hunt for the murder of John Wilkes Booth. So I'm excited about that one. The Carlos Esposito show where he's the taxi driver
yeah,
sounds
that's my
great.
number one. Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
wait for that.
Um, what else am I missing? Of course, Star Trek. Um,
I'm
yeah,
looking forward to
and
the Sympathizers one that really gets
oh
like I want
yeah,
to see Robert Downey Jr. I love that guy.
yeah, the Sympathizers is really good. Um, yeah,
Listen
but
here,
yeah, but
pal. This is my impression of Robert Downey Jr. Okay, pal. Yeah, let's do this. Let's get her going. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I mean, there's some really, really great stuff coming out. Here in a very, very few months. So if you're a TV fan, you're gonna have a embarrassment of riches for a while. So yeah, really good stuff going. Really, really good stuff coming out around the corner here.
You ever watch Steve-O? He's got a YouTube channel. Steve-O from
Um,
Jackass.
I watched Jackass a little bit when I was still when MTV was still MTV, but I haven't really kept up with the boys since.
He's
Yeah,
like in
and
a little. He does all these interviews in a little trailer. He had William Shatner on there one time. And
okay,
William
yeah, and
Shatner just loves antagonizing every podcaster. He's just always like, but what does that mean? What does that question mean? Like he always like challenges them in weird ways. And
yeah.
like with
No, but the
Steve's
whole thing.
voice,
Yeah,
the
no, but
voice he has,
mhm,
Steve-O.
yeah.
So when you started in Star Trek, it's like William Shatner's just looking at him was like,
What the
you have a
hell?
very interesting voice.
Yeah, it's very um not nasally, but it's very to the front. Um,
Remember that time I stapled my balls to my leg? It's like
you know what?
he's got a
You know what?
very rough voice, dude.
You know what it is? It's a smoker's voice.
It is. It
That's what it
is.
is. It's a smoker's
It's
voice.
like,
It's a smoker's voice.
it's like he's been smoking for 80 years.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, but also a big problem that Steve-O. I mean, there was this clip of him that I saw on TikTok, where he was trying to reach out to Bam Margera, but Bam has never been the same since his friend died.
He's
So,
been but an update on Bam, by the way, I recently saw online somewhere. He's
oh,
been sober like a bunch of days, I don't know, 120 or
that,
some shit like that.
that's great.
I
That's
saw some interview with him when he was all messed up, dude. I'm not a huge Jackass dude. Like my ex-girlfriend 20 years ago got me into Bam's show before Jackass ever existed.
yeah.
And then later he teamed up with Johnny Knoxville and stuff. And they had the MTV show. But uh, to think back, like when I watched him when he was like, he's older than me, a bit older than me, but like, you know, he was close to my age where like I thought all that shit was like crazy and cool. But like the girls I was around kind of like loved it way more than I did. Like the guys weren't that into it until
Uh-huh.
Jackass came along, and then Jackass was like, "Holy shit, you got to watch this."
Right.
But but then when he got really messed up, he used to go on interviews and like, and man, he looked like he was about 58 years old. His face was
Jeez.
bloated and like he just looked really. He looked like his head was gonna explode. It just looked really so horrible.
Oh,
And to see
wow.
him now, it was an update on him. You saw a picture of him. You know, he still looks like he's in hard shape, but he looks so much better than he did. And you just
Okay.
could. It's a hard thing to get over is drug addiction,
Right.
especially when
Right.
people think fame has a severe psychological effect on people, and it affects people. And not everybody is so strong-willed and strong-minded that they can't be somehow affected. Britney
And that,
Spears is a perfect example of this. I watched
yeah.
the movie Crossroads on Netflix the other day. Couldn't believe I was sitting down and watching Crossroads, but Anson Mount is in it. I'm like, I want to see Anson Mount in an early role.
What?
And Anson Mount is
He's,
in the Britney Spears movie Crossroads
oh,
from
wow.
2002. Plays the love interest. Zoe Saldana is in it as well. She
Wow.
plays a real like not nice person in the
Okay.
movie. But the girls go on this road trip with this guy because one girl was pregnant. This is some dark subject matter in it. Anyway, they got to go to California for whatever reasons. Anson Mount is driving them. He's in a band or he's like a musician of some sort.
He's
The
in a
girls,
band. Everybody's doing that.
the girls at one point think he's a murderer. So they're all like,
Okay.
they stick with him, but they think he's a murderer.
If
But then
if you
they find out he's not, and he's a real sensitive guy. Britney Spears' character like loses her virginity to him, and there's all this drama that goes on at the end. And Dan Aykroyd plays her father, by the way.
huh.
I can't believe there's going to be a segment in this video entitled "Crossroads Discussion."
Oh my god.
But
I drove us here. You
Britney,
can blame me.
you know what the most surprising thing about the movie was? Britney Spears could act. And
Yeah.
for whatever preconceived reason, I went into the movie. I'm
Thinking she
thinking, oh
couldn't.
well, Dan Aykroyd's in it, Zoe Saldana's in it, Anson Mount is in it. Britney Spears is actually a little bit better than most of the people in it. I don't know if it's better material for her. She has some crying stuff that she does that is very like realistic. Kim Cattrall plays her mother. She goes and
Oh,
visits
oh,
her. She goes and visits her mother because she like, hi mom, I'm here to visit you because you like I've never met you. You
right.
abandoned me. And
Mm-hmm.
it's so awkward, dude. She goes into
Mm.
the house and sees pictures of her like half brothers and shit. And then Kim Cattrall is basically like, yeah, I was forced to have you. I would have aborted you, but I was forced to have you because my father, you know, is
Damn.
religious or whatever reason.
This
And
movie.
Dan Aykroyd, the father, was like, I'll take care of my daughter. You don't have anything to
Shit.
do with it. And Dan Aykroyd warns Britney Spears' character. I can't even remember her name in the movie. Uh, don't go and forget about your mother. She didn't like,
She didn't want
she,
you.
she like, he didn't say it like that, but she says it like that when she's like, I didn't want you. So, of course, she goes to Anson Mount and cries in his arms and is like, she didn't even want me. But the way it's very good. I'm like, wow, this is convincing. I'm actually getting a bit emotional watching
Yeah.
this fairly cliche kind of movie, right?
Yeah.
Dude, the stupidest scene in the fucking movie. Okay. The dude's car breaks down. They need so much money to get the car fixed or their trip is ruined. They
Right.
barely have any money in the fucking first place. They go on this
Okay.
road trip with $400 collectively, like insane even for 2002. Like you've got to be stupid. She's actually when they go on the road is when she starts calculating the money. She's like, hey guys, we're gonna have to keep it tight. I'm like, you think? Like it's such a weird, unprepared kind of road trip they go on. The car breaks
Wow.
down.
Unplanned road trip.
Britney Spears is about to call her dad, Dan Aykroyd. I'm saying the actors' names, not the characters. But uh, there's a pregnant girl in it. She's from Orange Is the New Black. I can't remember her name, but the pregnant girl is like, "Stay, Brittany." She's like, "No, the car's broke down. I'm gonna call my dad to get us." And she's like,
Oh my god.
They're in this new place that they've never been. The girl goes, "Wait, I've got an idea." Cut to a fucking bar karaoke contest winner gets money or something, right?
What?
How did this girl who just rolled into this fucking town? It doesn't say. Maybe there was a poster that they saw somewhere that I missed in the movie. I don't know.
That's
But
so
they go to
dumb.
this karaoke concert and the girls can't sing. So
Oh
what does
shit.
Britney Spears steps up? Saw him dancing there by the record machine. Everyone's like, "Yeah, she's good," and they put money in a bucket and give it to her, and that's how they. Anyway,
Okay.
Crossroads, Crossroads.
Yeah, well. Fun fact about Britney Spears: she was actually the second choice for the Notebook before Rachel McAdams.
And you know what? If it's so like she has mental health issues now, it's very apparent. And there's all this debates about her conservatorship and stuff like that. But my whole point about bringing up Crossroads, just to get back to just a circle 360,
Circle back.
circle back. She had such potential in it. You can see like,
She did.
wow, if her luck was just a bit different, if her ability to handle, and people just decimated her. That's what they did with beautiful
People.
young girls in the 90s and the 2000s. It was just this complete. I remember watching music videos as a kid, and I'm sure girls and guys all alike had the same thing where like there were not everybody was fit and everybody had like the guys had abs and the girls had flat stomachs and nice butts, and everything was like there was a real
Perfect.
focus on that in the 90s. Definitely before that, obviously, but like it got to a point where like beauty was so obsessed with that I completely understand where all the self-esteem issues came from, and from that time. And for a girl like when she did "Oops, I Did It Again" when that first came out, Britney Spears is just a couple years older than me, so
Mm.
she was close in age. And at 17, she was being heavily sexually objective. That would be unheard of now.
Yeah.
Think of how times have changed, and back in
Yeah, the good
'99
old
or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah, yeah,
and how
the good
I
old
remember
90s
my
man.
dad. I
Woo!
remember my dad and uncle kind of looking at that video. I'm like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And being like this is it. It's so inappropriate. It really is though. When even if something like "Oops, I Did It Again" seems so tame by
No, yeah.
today's standards, but the ages were different. Like they were a
Mhm.
lot fucking younger, dude. Like I think she's like 17. I don't know. Maybe she was 19. I don't fucking know. But she was young. There was no way
Yeah,
she was a full grown adult
yeah,
when people were
yeah, well,
like and that look at it from her point of view. And I'm like that dude from the old video, leave Britney alone.
leave me alone. No, but,
But think about her perception of like
yeah.
when you're just looked at as an object for so long, it's got to fuck with your head some way, in some way, shape, or form that
Yeah.
maybe a psychiatrist can really help you out with.
Yeah, but, fun fact about me,
Poor girl. That's all I'm saying.
Britney's first album was actually my first ever the first ever CD that I bought. So, I
It's
actually
so funny
I'm
you say that.
yeah. What?
Mine was Mariah Carey's "Emotions."
Okay.
It just came with, I don't know why, it just came with the fucking the CD, first CD player we ever bought. The thing
Uh-huh.
would skip. It was a shitty one too. It was skip like a motherfucker. If
Oh.
it was a piece of dust on it, it was like, you got me feeling emotions. It's like,
Damn
what?
it.
She's not. That's not
Yeah.
in the track. That's a
No,
skip.
skip. Yeah, but I like today. I mean, I don't want to get into a big thing about the way things are today, but I really think that um, when I grew up in the late '90s to early 2000s, I think that that was the best time because every not everybody was so goddamn sensitive about everything. But now,
I think people are the. I have a theory about that. I think people are the same amount of sensitive that they've always been.
except
It's just that the people who are most sensitive are the ones who tend to vocalize it via complain about Kathleen
whatever.
Kennedy, from everything from Kathleen Kennedy to French toast. Like, it doesn't matter. Just people who are like, I'm not talking about just negative. I'm just people who just want to have opinions on things. Like an example of like TikTok. You will find if you don't even watch TikTok, if you have nothing to do with it, you may find some entertainment value in people on YouTube who just look at absurd TikToks, people's absurd behavior on TikTok, and like their perception of reality as like, you know,
That's interesting. Yeah.
just a non-controversial example. I don't want to get into nothing serious, but like a mother who feeds her kid stuff, and her TikTok, she's famous for just throwing a plate on a counter, and like the shittiest kind of like sugar, most unnutritious kind of things for her baby to eat, and you never see
Oh,
the baby's face or anything, but you see her prepare, and people just laugh at it. It's like, wow, it's interesting that somebody whose entire premise, and I'm not exactly bashing on this girl. I'm just saying, like, it's just funny to me. Somebody whose videos are just lazily throwing down food, like just doing the least minimum work to prepare a meal for your child as like a badge of honor. Like, this is what I do. This is how I roll. Here's just a plain Eggo on a plate.
okay.
That's what,
Okay.
and a juicy pack, and that's all it is.
All right.
It's just weird shit, and this is people love this stuff.
It's
They
weird
love it.
shit, man. It's
They love
weird shit.
commenting. I know.
Weird shit. No, I mean, look. I use TikTok heavily, but I don't really interact with anyone. All I do is really post what I'm watching on TV that specific night or whatever. But I think that culture today has really gotten so fucked up because of social media and TikTok. I mean, like like 4 or 5 years ago, I never used to like sit there for hours and hours and hours and go through like Instagram or go through like fucking well, TikTok didn't exist. But like 4 or 5 years ago, I had no idea what a viral thing was because I didn't do that.
You know what social media kind of does? It skewers your perception of reality. So reality becomes what you see through a screen as opposed to what you actually experience and witness in your real life.
Right, that's true. That's
So
true.
you may go around thinking everybody's this way and that way because that's all you pay attention to online, which is a dangerous thing. But it's a collection of like-minded. I'm not saying all like-minded groups are bad things on the internet, but you will get like-minded people who have a certain perception of anything from a political group to a movie franchise
Right, yeah.
that skews in a such a negative direction that it's not really a place where anybody can say any one thing positive. So it's kind of
Mhm.
like a group mentality where like you go on a certain channel and start saying you love Discovery.
And you
They're
get
gonna be like,
roasted.
"What is wrong with you? This is a
Yeah, yeah.
place where we hate all Kurtzman Trek." It's like,
Right, right, right.
but I do see that on some. I go to some more people who are bashing on it, and I do see people in the comments be like, "But I kind of like this thing and that thing," while others are like, "It's all crap and everything that results from it is
Yeah.
from this era of Trek is garbage, no matter what." But then Star Trek Picard season 3 was all right.
Um,
So some I see a lot of haters say, "You know what? Prodigy ain't bad,
yeah.
but that's about it," or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with
It's
the
fine. It's fine. It's not a good era of Trek. It's not the
n
best era.
no,
It's a
no, it's
flimsy
not.
era.
Look. I mean, you know me. I really, really, really love Kirsten Trek, but my era of Star Trek that I really, really identify with, and the era that I keep coming back to is Berman Trek, man. Um, but that's just me. So,
Uh, what movies are you looking forward to in the next months? Can you think of any?
oh my God, I can't think. Oh well,
Dune
there's
2.
well, yeah, well, no, I was just about to say it. Well, yeah, well, the movie that I'm looking most forward to that's coming up really imminently here is Dune 2. Like I'm so excited for that. I cannot tell you how excited I am for that. Other than that, I don't know. Deadpool is going to be really fun. Other than that, I can't tell you what the hell is coming up. I don't know.
Well, I love a thing on Wikipedia called whatever year in film. It's called like I type in 2024 in American film, and
Oh
it
no!
gives
Wait,
you
wait.
like such a
Oh
definitive, usually an updated list. Sometimes it's not
yeah.
up to date.
Hold up. There is two horror films that I'm really excited for. Abigail, and there's this really cool independent horror movie done by this done by one of my favorite YouTubers out there, Shady Oaks. I'm so excited for that thing to come out because I actually
Oh, Chris Stuckman.
Stuckman. Yeah, I contributed. I actually uh uh was like a finishing funder of that film, so I am financially interested to beyond belief to see that film.
If you would indulge me before we leave,
Sure.
I'm just saying this is what I'm talking about here.
Oh, okay. The list, and this is on Wiki.
This is on Wikipedia. Starting
Okay,
in
Wiki.
March, Dune Part Two.
Yep. Boom.
It the special preview on February and 26th or something like that at my local
Yeah.
theater was pretty much sold out. Couldn't really get a
Yeah.
good seat, so I was like, "Fuck it."
Yeah. I'm
But
going. I'm
it's going to
going.
be huge.
Yeah. I'm going.
It's going to be way more profitable than that first release strategy that they had. That brilliant put it on HBO Max. But yeah,
Day and date bullshit.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's a big calendar, man.
Spaceman on Netflix, also March 1st,
Spaceman. Is that the
starring
one with Adam Sandler?
yep,
Yeah. And like
and the big spider.
oh god, I hate spiders.
Kung Fu Panda 4 on the 8th.
I don't care.
Don't care about Kung Fu Panda. I don't either. Um, I don't want to say that title. Roadhouse.
Oh, Roadhouse should have been in theaters. Ugh.
Did you hear about why it wasn't in theaters?
Yeah. I heard.
Because
Yeah,
apparently
yeah.
they were going to offer an $80 million budget. No,
At $60
60
million,
at
60. It
$60 million
was
go
60.
theatrical or 80 million go
But they,
streaming.
yeah, but they took the
Also,
money. But I'm interested that I'm
I
very
don't.
interested that I'm very, no, I'm very surprised that after that came out, that Amazon gave them that offer that Doug Lyman didn't like say something because after Amazon came out with that, Doug Lyman has like egg on his face now.
Yeah, there's a confusion over that. I don't know exactly what happened. He's like bitching about it, but didn't he know the deal? Like, what's up with that?
Yeah, he had to know the deal.
On the 22nd, we have Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. It is,
I am mildly interested in this, just mildly.
well, I'm more interested because it actually has the firehouse in the original Ghostbusters and they have a more prominent role. I thought
And
Afterlife was
also,
on par with the remake with Kristen Wiig. Like, it was just
mm,
okay, I guess, but not really anything I'd want to watch again. So, but this looks better.
yeah,
Looks
I really liked the first the last Ghostbusters movie directed by uh um was it not um
Ivan
it's not
Reitman.
Ivan Reitman,
No, I'm no
is it?
Jesus. I'm sorry, he's passed away. Jason
No,
Reitman.
Jason Reitman. Thank you.
This movie is directed by Gil Keenan.
Okay,
He directed Monster House from 2006.
okay. I really like Monster House.
Um,
Oh, Beetlejuice is another one that I'm excited for that's coming out this year.
well, hold on, we'll get to it.
Beetlejuice.
But I
Yeah,
just want to
sorry.
mention this movie, Late Night with the Devil. It's a 2023 found footage. Okay, so it was made in 2023. It's not going to be released till later. It stars this dude. I can't even pronounce his name, but he was in Suicide Squad and Dark Knight, and uh, it's about a late night talk show that supernatural killing stuff going on there. It's like in the found footage realm, but it's set in like uh, it's set in the 70s.
Okay.
Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire on the 29th of March.
Don't
It
care.
looks silly as fuck, man. It looks so out there and might be
Yeah, I
good.
don't. Yeah, I don't care.
Uh, Monkey Man is an action.
Interesting. Very interesting.
It's directed by Dev Patel, and the trailer looks fucking awesome. It looks like a John Wick type of thing, but even better.
Mhm.
Stupid movie coming out. The First Omen. Who gives a shit? Not gonna do shit. Uh, blah blah blah. Nothing. Sasquatch Sunset. I saw the trailer for this. It's
I
like a.
am. I
It
am not
looks
watching
so.
that movie.
It
So
looks
stupid.
some weird art house comedy. Here's the Woody Woodpecker sequel I was talking about that nobody's
Okay.
gonna watch. Netflix. Um,
Okay. Did you see the first one?
no, I just
Oh,
saw people review it.
okay.
This is this is the one you're talking about, Abigail.
Abigail. That's one.
It's
Woo! Excited.
it's about a vampire
Ballerina man.
ballerina.
Woo!
Rebel Moon Part Two. Nobody cares. Um, Fall Guy. This seems to have
Oh,
some
I'm
potential.
yeah, I'm gonna go check that one out, definitely.
This is one I'm very interested in. That was like, where the hell was this movie for so long? And then they finally released a little bit of footage and a release date. You rarely ever see this. It's called Unfrosted: The Pop Tart Story. It's directed
Oh.
by Jerry frickin' Seinfeld, and
Huh.
it stars Jerry Seinfeld in a role. Like, you never see this. You never see Jerry Seinfeld play roles in movies.
No. I mean, look,
If he's ever in a movie, he's playing himself.
yeah. I mean, look, the only time I see Jerry Seinfeld is when I randomly put on an episode of Seinfeld for whatever reason, but I've never seen a movie starring Jerry Seinfeld. Seinfeld.
There's a lot of people in it. Bobby
Interesting.
Moynihan. Yeah. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Don't really care.
We are apes. We rule the world now. Humans are subservient to us.
You damn dirty apes. I
No,
stopped.
no. The apes would be saying to the humans, like in the Tim Burton thing. It's like, get your hands off me, you damn dirty human.
Yeah, yeah. I stopped caring about the ape
Why
movies
do they have
after.
British accents? I don't know. So,
No idea. I stopped caring about the Planet of the Apes new series when Matt Reeves left.
War was good.
Yeah, it was great.
I wonder if it would have done better if it was published under its original title, War, What Is It Good For? That is a Seinfeld reference. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If is like a Roger Rabbit kind of deal with starring Ryan Reynolds. It's not Roger Rabbit, but it's like a mix of crazy animated characters and live action.
Okay.
Did you see the trailer for this?
No, I have not.
A young girl named Bia gains the ability to see people's imaginary friends. A lot of CG kind of stuff in it.
Okay. All right.
Let's see. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga.
Yeah, I'm I'm definitely gonna go check that out. I'm intrigued with that. Ladies and no.
It's a
Ladies and
George Miller
gentlemen.
film, so it's like a must
Yeah,
see for me. It probably won't make a lot of money, but it might
yeah,
be like one of these Academy Award nominees, like
yeah. I mean,
the last one.
yeah. Machine Joe, Gastown. Hell yeah.
Dude, the trailer, people like, it looks too slick. It looks too. I'm like, maybe he just films stuff so fucking well that you don't see the thing about Fury Road was that people were either debating there's CG or there's no CG, but there was such a
It's a
seamless blend
mixture.
of both
Yeah.
that's what made it look so good. Anyway,
Yeah,
Gar-
it's a mixture.
Garfield the movie.
I don't
It's
care.
coming out. This is gonna be a flop.
Don't care.
Who's gonna see that? Who's gonna see that?
I have
Uh,
no kids.
the John Wick spinoff. So we
Oh,
get to see John
ballerina.
Wick in a movie, and Lance Reddick's last
Oh
appearance
man,
in a movie, starring Anna de
the
Armas. Was fantastic.
Yep.
Yep. She's in a terrible movie about Marilyn Monroe, which I fucking hated.
That
I'm like, why did
that
I
movie.
watch this?
Nope. After look,
After she gives John F. Kennedy a blowjob for 5 minutes, I'm like, I'm fine. Why? Why did I do this?
what did I do this to myself? I actually
See her head bobbing for 5 minutes. Like, this is not a movie.
Yeah,
Anyway.
me and my friend were watching that together. My friend bailed, but I actually stuck out and finished the movie.
Oh, I was gonna make
Yeah.
a joke, but no.
No, don't do that.
Something about finishing, but no. Anyway,
Don't do that. Just control yourself.
like John F. Kennedy finished. But anyway,
Oh,
oh, what a terrible movie.
this is awful.
Inside Out 2, don't care. Never saw the first one. No, actually, I did see the first one. I thought it was okay.
Bing bong.
I'm looking forward to Bad Boys 4 because Will Smith should by now be forgiven at least.
He should be.
We need to forget about Will. Martin Lawrence is not doing too well. Like
Physical-wise?
he's had no. Physically, his health is. He was in an accident years ago, and his vitality is not as but he's still like in the last movie you could tell he was slowing down.
Yeah,
and he made an appearance at the Emmys where you can tell he was a bit slow, but
okay.
that's an unfortunate result of
age
and injury.
Yeah.
The bike riders, I don't really care, even though like
I don't care.
Austin Butler, Michael Shannon, who cares? You know,
I don't
Reedus.
I don't care. I don't
Isn't that typecasting? Hey, Norman
Reedus. It is typecasting. Poor Norman Reedus.
I know you ride a motorcycle in that Walking Dead show, and I know you did that other AMC show where you ride motorcycles. How about you star in this movie where you ride a fucking motorcycle? I'm in.
I mean, come on. He's got to get the getting while getting's good, right?
Yep. A Quiet Place Day One. The only reason I'm interested in this because Lupita Nyong'o's in it.
Yeah,
and she is like one of the best. You put her in anything, I'm going to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't seen Queen of Katwe. I don't know if that's the name. It's on Disney Plus, and I keep meaning to watch it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
Kevin Costner's epic American Saga movie. Who cares?
First part.
Kevin Costner's a prick. Despicable Me. I love him. No, I love him as an actor and a director. I just think he's a prick. Despicable Me 4 probably going to be one of the few billion-dollar movies of the year.
Yeah,
funny to say, but it will be.
Yeah.
It definitely will be one of the few $1 billion.
Yeah,
I don't think Dune 2 is going to make it. I think Dune 2 is probably going to cop out at 900 million.
8? Okay.
Probably not even that much.
Okay.
It will be much more popular than the last one, but it won't do $1 billion.
I think it's going to make it, but hey, who knows?
Could if it's really like actually crowd pleasing and really really good. Anyway, Beverly Hills Cop is Axel Foley. I want to see this.
What?
But they didn't release in theaters though, man. Like they're just straight to Netflix.
When is it coming out? What's the date?
July 3rd.
Oh, July. Jesus.
July 3rd, Despicable Me 4 in theaters, and Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley. The trailer is out for that, by the way.
Damn.
Starring Eddie Murphy, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Taylor Page, Judge Reinhold.
Where the hell has he been?
John Astin, Paul Reiser, Kevin Bacon, Bronson Pinchot.
Okay.
Project Armada. Scarlett Johansson, who cares? She ain't hot no more. She ain't hot no more. She ain't shit. Twisters. I don't. I
Um,
don't. I
I
see this flopping so fucking hard. It's
look,
gonna be hilarious.
look. I saw the trailer the other day, and I must admit, I am mildly curious because I love the original Twister film with Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton, and um, oh my God,
The only thing
Philip
this movie
Seymour
is gonna
Hoffman.
do is gonna twist my nuts. That's all it's gonna do.
Yeah, gonna twist your. That's funny.
If I
Yeah,
sat
yeah.
down and
So
watched this piece of crap, I
it'll
didn't. I
twist your
didn't
nuts.
think the trailer. I'm like, this just looks like a modern TV version of the fucking old movie. I'm
Yeah,
like,
but
this
better.
doesn't
Yeah,
look like it's superior to it in any way, shape, or form.
no.
Not that I'm a big fan of the first one. It's just this doesn't look all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. No, no.
Could be
I'm
great
a
though.
huge.
I don't fucking
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I'm a huge fan of the first one. So when I saw the trailer on Super Bowl Sunday, I was like, I don't know about this.
I like what's his name? Glenn Powell. He's good.
Yeah, for the Top Gun. Yeah.
Here's the big one, my friend. Here's the big one.
All right. Oh yeah, that's
Is
a
the
big one.
question, Marcelo? Will this make $1 billion? Deadpool and
Um,
Wolverine.
I I'm gonna say no, but it's gonna come pretty close.
I think it will.
Okay.
Now,
All
well,
right.
I think well, it depends. If it
Oh,
is heralded as the best,
Marvel movie in
uh,
since
yeah,
forever.
yeah,
Okay.
not Marvel movie, just say the best Deadpool movie.
Okay.
Yes, then there's definitely a chance. But
But there's always a button there somewhere.
there are elements of in this movie of recent Marvel things, like the
Yep.
TVA and such,
Yeah.
that will really rub people
Pissed
the
off.
wrong way who hate the current Disney Plus Phase 4 or 5 iteration of MCU.
Okay. All right. We'll have to see what happens when it comes out, and then you and I, at some point in the future, have to have a discussion about
Let's hope Hugh is jacked, man. All
it.
right.
He better be.
Wolverine. Ooh.
Wolverine, Paul
Wolverine
Verine.
on Deadpool. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm doing that accent.
I don't know why you
Um,
do that.
we're almost done here. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Borderlands? I didn't even know there was a Borderlands movie. Kate
I don't even.
Blanchett.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I
Kevin
had no
Hart?
idea.
Oh, I don't
I,
even know.
I don't know what the hell that is.
Alien Romulus. Directed
Cool.
by Fede Alvarez. Fede Alvarez is a fucking fantastic director. 2013's Evil Dead is one of the most underrated horror movies. Like, nobody gives that enough praise. I think Jane Levy in that movie when she plays the demon is one of the best, if not the best, horror movie performance of all time. I say that to people. People either say you're crazy, or there's like one person who's like, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Like, that movie is so fucking underrated. People
Yeah,
people
no.
dismiss it because it's not goofy like the Sam Raimi movies.
So
Therefore,
no,
it's not
it
faithful somehow. It's a
no,
different
it's
interpretation.
take.
That's all.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, I'm not a horror guy, but I saw it. It's pretty good.
He made Don't Breathe,
Yes, I
which is a
saw that too.
testament to him because the sequel wasn't as nearly as good. He didn't direct
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, that's right. It didn't.
So Alien Romulus, I think,
Yep.
is the saving grace of all the mediocre alien shit we've been getting, Predator, alien stuff over the years. Prey came along and reinvigorated the Predator side of the Alien Predator thing.
Uh-huh. And you
I
think
agree. Do you agree that Prey was good? Like, it kind of like brought it back to its roots, kind of
um
thing.
I liked it, but I had a couple friends who thought I was crazy, but I liked it.
I think it was fucking fantastic. The CG with the bear was the biggest distraction of the movie, I think. But other than that,
Hmm.
but
I mean,
I think this is
I
going to
mean,
be this Alien Romulus is going to be the one to
yeah,
take it back.
yeah. I mean, when it comes to Alien, I'm one of those weirdos that I love Prometheus. Um, I just love that movie so much, but I understand that it's like a lot of people hate that movie.
August
I
30th, Craven the Hunter.
I do
Boo!
not I do not give two squirts of piss. I'm sorry. I don't
Do,
care. I do not care.
do you know what Craven the Hunter is now? Craven
What?
the Hunter is Aquaman 2.
I
For
think it's
this
what
reason.
after Madam Web.
Because what people are sick of this Sony verse shit. Like, Venom, I could get into. Sure, I liked it. But downside, no connection to Spider-Man. It's not going to
Nope.
happen because they can't do it legally.
No,
They're not.
I
They
can't
don't
do
have
it.
the rights to put Spider-Man. So let's make all these Spider-Man villain movies
No.
where Spider-Man is referenced. Probably he's referenced in
No.
Madam Web. He's just a little baby about to be born or whatever.
Waste of oxygen, dude.
And it's like we're into the third Venom now. We've already had Carnage and Spider. It's why. And people are sick of it. They're not making as much money, and Madam Web is flopped.
Uh-huh.
And Craven the Hunter, although it's a hard R movie and it has Aaron Taylor Johnson and all this, I don't think it's going to do shit. I think people are like, oh, another Spider-Man villain movie where there's no chance that Spider-Man. The general public weren't hip to this. They were kind of naive about it and like, oh wait, they caught on and figured, oh, this is a scam. This is a way for these stupid idiots to keep their fucking license. Anyway.
And don't forget, Craven the Hunter also has a good old Russell Crowe in it.
Yeah, because he's a huge box office draw.
Not really.
Last movie he was in a movie called something about road rage. I forget the name of it, but it was good. Beetlejuice.
Woo!
A guaranteed $1 billion movie. If there's one movie that's guaranteed $1 billion fucking dollars, it's this one. I would be surprised if this didn't do well. I would be confounded if this didn't do phenomenal.
The original Beetlejuice is one of my favorite films of all time. I'm so excited for this. You have no fucking idea. I mean, I remember the days when one of my favorite YouTubers was postulating. Do you guys think that they're gonna do Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian one someday?
That was the original sequel plan. Was that he go Hawaiian?
And just the fact that this movie actually exists and is done is the most trippy fucking thing ever to me.
I think we're going to get a trailer for it in the coming month, and just in 2 months at least. Monica Bellucci is in it as Beetlejuice's wife. Willem Dafoe is in it. Jenna Ortega. Awesome. Catherine O'Hara is back. There's a reason why the father isn't back, though. You know, the father from the first movie.
Yep.
You know, there's a particular reason why he's not around anymore.
Yeah.
Because he's a bad man.
Yeah.
You can look it up. I want to talk about it. You can look it up.
No, but
Justin Theroux is in it also.
Oh, cool! I didn't know that. But wasn't that fucked up actor in Better Call Saul? Wasn't he like season 1 or 2?
The father from the first Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't in Better Call Saul. The last movie he was in was some like B. It was some B movie.
Okay. I'm thinking about different.
The Double Toast that did a review on it, and they talked about him and how he
screwed up his life.
Yeah. Catherine O'Hara is back, so that's good. Winona Ryder is back as Lydia Dietz. Excellent.
Yes.
And Jenna Ortega is Delia's daughter.
Awesome.
I assume.
Yeah,
but
I assume.
Michael Keaton, come on.
Yeah, man. The man.
We haven't seen a picture of him in the makeup yet, but I can't wait.
Gonna look good.
And the title, Beetlejuice, so good. I couldn't have thought of that. It's just nothing is better than that title.
Yeah.
So definitely a big movie.
Yeah, big one.
We're almost done. Transformers 1, animated science fiction film. I don't care. Saw 11.
Don't care
about that. I watched the first 3 and that was it. I want to see the very last one.
Yeah,
because it got good reviews.
When Jigsaw got cancer.
Here is another guaranteed, in my opinion, a guaranteed $1 billion film. Joker Folie à Deux.
Folie à Deux, yeah.
Partly because Todd Phillips is back.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn is in there.
Yep. But not my Harley Quinn, but a Harley Quinn is in there.
Yeah.
Maybe this won't make $1 billion. Maybe. I'm saying maybe. I'm not too sure on that.
If it's bad, it won't. If it's not as good as the first one or better, it won't. No, I don't think. If people come out of it and say, it's got good things in it, but well, not nearly. If it's lackluster.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see, won't we?
Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Oh,
Venom 3. Don't
I don't care.
care.
I
Don't
don't care.
care. Don't care. Gladiator 2. Kind of care because it's Ridley Scott.
Yeah,
And
but look,
the first
yeah,
movie did move me
yes,
quite a
yes,
bit.
yes, yes. The first, no, no, the original Gladiator, Gladiator is amazing, but I have lost all faith in Ridley Scott. I like that guy. Ugh.
You know what? I think he's all right. I think he does. Oh, you didn't like Napoleon, did you?
No, I hated that movie so much.
Moana 2. Wow, I can't
I,
believe that's coming out.
I don't
Uh,
care.
don't care. I don't care. I don't care about Wicked either because I don't know anything about the musical. I don't
Yeah,
care.
I'm a big song and dance guy, and I am very very interested in Wicked because I never got a chance to see the stage play, so the movie might be as close as I'll get.
Um, this one here, I think, is a dark horse. This one, I think,
Huh.
if we see a trailer for this and it looks like, oh my god, amazing. It's an
Yeah,
animated fantasy film about Lord of the Rings, the War for Rohirrim. I don't know.
Rohan,
Rohan? Is that how
Rohan.
it's pronounced? Oh
Yeah,
wow. Rohan, okay, cool.
Rohan.
See, that shows you how much I know. Brian
It's
Cox
Rohan,
is it?
dude.
Brian Cox is in it.
Brian Cox. Okay.
Yeah, he plays Helm Hammerhand, King of Rohan.
Yeah, the King of Rohan. He plays what's his face? His father from the Two Towers. The father of the guy who loses his one son.
I can't remember. It's been so long.
Yeah,
But this is
yeah.
a prequel set 260 years before the events depicted in the 2002 Two Towers films. It stars Brian Cox as Helm. Did Brian Cox play him in the live action movies?
No, no.
Okay. Uh, uh, Miriam Otto is reprising her role as Edwin from the live
Erwin.
action. So here's the thing about this one.
Yeah.
We had that god awful Prime series,
Oh God, don't
which
get me started on that
the
stuff.
money's there for sure, but it's just the narrative sucked.
Ugh.
Uh, I think this has the potential to be the dark horse that might make a huge amount of money, or at least more than people would think, if it
I don't
looks good.
know.
If it looks good. If it looks. If this looks like something we've never seen before on the level of like something that takes us away, like not Spider-Verse style, but something like it,
Yeah.
uh, and the fact that it's connected
Huh.
very close. It's more connected to the Peter Jackson films than anything. Not it's not connected to the animated movies that came out or the TV show.
Yeah.
But I don't see that Peter Jackson is involved in this in any way.
I have no idea. I don't know.
But the fact that it has that connection with the actors for prizing a role.
I
Yeah.
forgot. I even forgot that this was coming out until we actually just went down the list. I completely blocked it out of my head.
Sonic 3, interested in that. Won't get into that
I,
because
I'm curious.
it's fun. It's going to be a fun little movie. Jim Carrey's
Yeah.
back, and Jim Carrey's a
Yeah.
huge draw on that movie.
Jim Carrey is awesome.
Another, I think, guaranteed $1 billion film is Mufasa the Lion King. James Earl Jones is not back. It's going to be a
Huh?
whole new. It's going to be a whole new cast.
Yeah.
Wait. No. Seth Rogen is back and Billy Eichner. Some of the
Okay.
cast are back, but not the guys who played
Yeah.
Scar or Mufasa.
Yeah. I have I'm like, what? I had no idea about this.
Yep. When a trailer comes out for this, watch out. It's going to be very highly viewed.
All
And at the
right.
very end of the last one we're going to talk about,
There you
which
go.
I'm so looking forward to, is Nosferatu, directed by
Yeah.
Robert
Yeah.
Eggers. When I
Robert
saw The
Eggers.
Lighthouse, I was like, and heard he was directing Nosferatu later on. Like, I don't know why, but I might have even thought that like this guy could direct Nosferatu at some point. I'm sure other people thought that, but me and
Yeah.
Sean had a discussion about The Lighthouse,
Really?
and we might have mentioned that like he could do fucking horror. I mean,
Oh,
he did
cool.
do The Witch, but I never saw that.
Yeah.
And he
No.
directed The Northman as well.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I went to go see a Northman in the theater with my with my grandfather. It was pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, on first, the first time I watched it, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" But in subsequent rewatches, I'm like, "This movie rocks."
Yeah,
And then I really, really, really appreciated what he was going for with the lighthouse, but I was like, I don't know, man.
I really liked it. It's so bizarre. It's such a
Yeah.
bizarre, surreal film, and
Yep.
like God,
Yep. Yeah.
uh,
That's
yeah.
another film that I had to turn on the subtitles for because I couldn't.
Well, we're gonna end it there, but this has been a
Yeah.
great discussion about the
Yeah,
upcoming
man.
movies and TV shows.
Yeah, it was
Hopefully, we'll
great
come
being
back
here.
in like June or what is it? May. May.
It's it's
There's some good stuff coming out in May.
yeah. Yeah.
Like what?
Maybe we'll come back.
Maybe we'll come back in May or
Yeah,
April.
maybe. Who
There's
knows?
something really big coming out in May. That what is it?
What?
I gotta figure that out.
Okay. Well, he figures that out. This was a great conversation. It was really fun to be here, and it was really great to break down most of the movies that are slated to come out for the year because I didn't know half of them. Like I did know like the Beetlejuice one. I was aware of the Nosferatu remake by Robert Eggers. I'm excited to see the new Ghostbusters movie. Dune, of course, is right around the corner. Um,
Nothing coming out. No, no, nothing. Interview with the
no,
Vampire second season May 12th. But no, I
oh,
thought there was
okay.
something.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing. So, but we'll be back at some point, people, won't we?
Hopefully,
Yeah,
hopefully
man.
to discuss maybe probably Discovery maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it will
I
be
mean,
so dull it won't even be worth discussing. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, look. I'm gonna actually do episode by episode reviews for um the new season of Discovery. So you're always welcome on there if you want to talk about some disco.
Well, before you go, plug your channel, Balloonhead Productions, and what you
Yeah,
do over
guys.
there.
Yeah, I have a bunch of stuff on Balloon Productions. Like I review the original Mission Impossible series from the '60s. I do watch alongs for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Dawson's Creek, and I also have a bunch of Star Trek stuff. I reviewed the first two seasons of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, and I reviewed a couple episodes of the original series as well. I got Smallville reviews on there, and I got a bunch of stuff on there. So come over there and check me out.
All right. And on that note, we're going to say goodnight. So thank you for watching, everybody, and live long and prosper.